And we all out. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fresh Air Podcast. It's a later Money Monday, but we got Andrew Esquire in the house. We're going to talk about how to become a lawyer. And we're also going to get an update on the Rikieta case. Let's get into it.
Let's go. We are back.
We're back. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fresh Air Podcast, man. Had a big announcement earlier. If you guys obviously are wondering, tune into it, man. But castleclub.tv, that is the home base for us. Rumble.com/freshandfit. Which are one thing, by the way, guys. If you rock with us and you really want to support us and free speech and Rumble, it's castleclub.tv. It's locals. It's all one company, guys. We went into detail and explained that yesterday.
And we're doing Zoom calls.
And we're doing
meetups,
Zoom calls,
masterminds,
meetups. Everything is going to be the community over there, guys. Our locals community. We're going to be in there talking with y'all and everything else like that. So if you want to talk to us, that's where you go. But we got a special guest in the house, man. Andrew, welcome, and thank you for being so patient.
Legal mindset.
We've known you for a very long time. You were here from the beginning.
It's good to be back after 2 years. It's like I started in the Camry and I'm rolling up into the spaceship. I just got to say real quick, you guys have had a huge come up. Studio looks amazing. Last time I was in the old studio when I came back. This is the first time I've been back in the U.S. in 2 years. And of course, I got to stop by and see my friends. Walt and Fred, Walt, you know, you guys literally, Myron and Walt, like I knew you in the beginning, I knew you on the come up,
yes,
and it's been awesome to see your success and celebrate.
You've been here from the beginning.
With Chris too.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yes.
This is my tallest white friend.
Yeah,
literally.
Andrew has literally been here with us since the beginning. As soon as he told me, "Oh yeah, I'm in town," I was like, "Bro, pull up! What the fuck? Let's do a show."
Yeah.
Right, and that's why.
We went on a town.
Yeah, Myron used to do night game with me.
Yeah.
That's how I started. I say Myron, used to go out, and I can testify personally when we were going out to Sugar, we were going out to Blackbird, and Myron was doing 100 opens a night, 75 opens a night. And even when he was blackout drunk, he was opening and number closing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this man is a god.
If anyone knows drunk fun Myron, it's
me.
This guy right
yeah,
here.
that's true. Way back in the day.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
These two drunk niggas drunk together, bro.
No, it's chaos.
For the Blackbird, I'm not
It is
shit, bro.
chaos.
I was like, what the fuck is going on here, bro? Like frat boys, man. Oh, yeah, let's go, man.
It's great.
Oh man.
Oh man.
So Andrew, what's new with you, man? Obviously
So
you
my
have a very successful channel going on
my
right now.
channel's blown up. I mean, since I've left, I mean, you guys, after I left, I hit the Rittenhouse case, I hit the Amber Heard case. Now I'm covering some crazy stuff. I was covering Disney.
Channel real quick, please.
Disney was Disney was a big thing with their lawsuits, with the fighting the state of Florida, all that bullshit, all their lies, all their media propaganda, which you guys know all about the media propaganda.
100%.
Right? Then I've covered VTubing, which is crazy because anime VTubing is taking over as Hollywood crashes. And now, unfortunately, I'm having to cover the case of Rikieta Law, who is kind of the founder of the LawTube genre on YouTube. He kind of created that. But unfortunately now he's got some charges against him, so that's been something I've had to cover. Unfortunately, recently, I don't enjoy it, but we cover things objectively, and that's what I always try to do on my channel, and that's why I liked working with you, and I've collabed with you on Fetted as well to give an objective coverage, try to focus on facts, focus on the law, which is what I try to do on my channel, Legal Mindset, which we're almost at 150K on YouTube.
Go subscribe, guys, if you haven't already.
I've also got a Locals, right, which is 7,000 strong. So shout out to you guys for supporting Locals. Appreciate those. And a Rumble. Legal Mindset on Rumble as well. So you guys can check out all of that. But just
telling y'all, man, everybody got a Rumble too, man, because you never know, bro.
That's why I got it. I got it during the pandemic when they gave me that first warning for talking about the juicy juice, the jab, right? And they gave me that first warning, and that's when I got Rumble, because I said I got to start building this. I got to start popping it off, and it's been great. I still get the editors pick sometimes and pop up there. Today we had a great audience, about 2,000 people on Rumble, 9,000 people listening on YouTube talking about Rikieta. It's a great audience. It's a great thing, but I'm glad to be here and come back and talk about becoming a lawyer, which is
Yeah, we definitely. So because it's a Money Monday, so I'm like, let's give the guys some value because some people might want to become a lawyer. What would be your advice to anyone in here that wants to become a lawyer, go down this path? Should they do it? Should they not do it? Should they look at a certain discipline to get into? Yeah, I'll just turn it to you.
Number one. Make sure you actually want to fucking do it. Because being a lawyer is not like an episode of Suits. It's not CSI. It's not Franklin and Bash. It's definitely not Legally Blonde, right? That's complete bullshit. Well, most lawyers now are women. No, most of the people graduating are women out of law school. So, they think it's going to be one thing, but the thing is, they are sorely disappointed because the actual practice of law, for example, people will think it's court. 99.9% of lawyers do not go to court. Even litigators, they settle. They do motion practice. They're not in there doing trials all the time. It's not, some are, but it's a very small portion of lawyers.
Wow.
I did corporate and real estate.
So we're saying only 1% are actually going into courtrooms and arguing?
Very rare, very small sliver. You've got people
courtroom experience.
You've got people doing research. You've got people doing writing. You've got people negotiating. You've got people doing property. Me working with Fortune 500 companies, working with people who are trying to get stuff done. And if I go to court, I've fucked up. I've absolutely fucked up. Because I'm not representing my client correctly. Because the point is to keep them out of court.
So I'm worried. What if I need a lawyer and let's say it goes to court, but they've never actually been in court?
I would never get a lawyer that has not gone to court for the specific thing you want to go for. Yeah. So let's say you're on a criminal charge. Let's say you're on a pot charge, right? Which, I don't know, are those even exist anymore? Whatever. But let's pretend you're there on a pot charge, right?
Feds, yeah.
And nobody has ever, and this lawyer, he's done dog bites. I'm not hiring that guy.
Right.
I'm hiring the dog bite guy. And we all have specialties. No lawyer is a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
But what I learned is to be humble enough to say, this guy's the expert. I'm going to rely on this guy. And we have lawyers on YouTube. They've specialized. I've got a good friend who I brought into the LawTube game in Korea. He specializes in maritime law. Bro, it's crazy. Wow. So we got immigration law people. We got this and that. So you got to focus on people who know it and pick those people. So starting out, do you want to do it? How do you know that? Go find an actual lawyer who is something you want to be and look at what they're doing. Sit through their office. Say, hey, can I sit in? Can I just watch you for a day, see what you do? Because you may watch what a lawyer does and realize they're at their computer, they're on the phone, they're writing, they're doing research. I don't want to do this shit. Yeah. I want to go out there and I want to be talking to people. I want to be interacting, I want to be negotiating. There's probably better jobs for you. If you want to be super extroverted, maybe you're better at doing marketing. Maybe you're better at doing sales. Maybe you're better at supporting lawyers, right? Maybe you're better at, you like AI. Bro, AI is going to change the field of lawyering. It's going to make it so they can do research and writing so much quicker. Maybe that's what you want to do. Maybe you're the legal AI guy. So check out and make sure you want to do it. And how you do that is you begin with the end in mind. So whatever position you want to get in, let's say you want to do international arbitration, right? You go find that guy, go find the good lawyer that does that position and look at him and see how he became successful.
Andrew, let's say I've picked the niche I want to go into as a lawyer. How long is schooling, roughly?
Niche is very important. So assuming your niche is a regular niche and it's not something like tax or something weird you need an extra certificate in, it's about 7 years. Now, I'm the dumb...
7 years?
That's a minimum. My dumbass was in here for 9 years.
This is undergrad and law school combined, right?
Combined. In the United States, we're talking about Americans now. For those out there that are international, hola, ¿cómo estás? We've got a lot of countries which allow you to do law school after 4 years because it's essentially an undergrad degree. That's a lot of other countries that are not America, but we're talking about America here, damn it. Due process, the Constitution, we fucking love it. Yeah. So in America, it is 4 years of undergrad and 3 years of law school. Does it matter what you do in undergrad?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. It never does. All that matters is the LSAT. That's what matters to get into school. Now, are there certain majors that challenge you, that push you so you do better? Stuff like math, STEM stuff. Yeah, you'll do great. You'll do great as a lawyer. Also, if you do STEM, you'll have the ability to sign up for the patent bar. So the patent bar is people who do patents, specifically patents. Okay. And you can't do that unless you're in a hard science or some sort of science. So that's a good suggestion if you're interested in patents and stuff like that. Okay. So you might want to consider that. But other than that, the biggest thing is study for that LSAT, which is my second piece of information. Okay. Take that fucking LSAT as many times as you need to get a good score to get in the school that you've chosen. So I took it twice. Once I was drunk and just YOLOing. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, I got this shit. Lawyering ain't no big deal.
Yeah.
And I took it, and I did dog shit, right?
Yeah.
I did dog shit. Then I went and studied, and I did fantastic.
It's mostly logical reasoning, right? If I'm not mistaken. The LSAT?
Yeah, it's logical reasoning, logic games, but a lot of it it's learnable. So you can take time to study it, and you can learn it. You can actually learn it, and you'll do noticeably better if you study.
Okay.
So you take that, you get a better score, and then you look at the school. Now, as for the school, what do you got to look at? Alumni network.
Yeah.
And the people.
Yeah.
So once again, begin with the end in mind. So you're looking at that person you want to be. You're like, this is my senpai. This is the guy I want to be. This is the person I'm trying to be. What school did he go to? Because guess what? When you come up, what's the easiest thing to say? Oh, I'm an alumni of this school. Oh, I went there too. That's the easiest way to start a conversation. And also, those people will want to be loyal to the school. They'll say, hey, I want to be loyal to that school. So for law school, it does matter. If you're out here going to University of North Dakota and you're trying to roll into Miami, nobody's gonna like that, right? I went to University of Florida. I'm a Gator, so Florida is yeah. There you go. I got the chomp, right? I see you over there, Mo. But I'm good in Florida, right? But if I go out to New York, they're gonna be like, maybe not. LA, maybe not, right? Of course, why the fuck would I go to New York and LA? All those people are coming here to Miami, you know.
Yeah.
So and by the way, it's real. There's a lot of those guys here now. It's really changed over the last 2 years.
Dude.
It's gotten crazy, bro.
Bad.
It was good when we were here at the beginning,
I remember that. It was
we
good.
were here at the forefront of Miami before it was
2020.
crazy.
Now it's
My old apartment in Brickell went up 75%.
Bro,
when
we
I
were
was there.
at-
Fortune House.
yeah. What are they
House.
charging now?
Like 3. I was at like 2.2. It's like 3.8.
Wow.
Yeah. So it is crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You
Mine
know,
went up a lot.
and I was like telling them, I live in Bangkok now. I spent a lot of time in Korea, in Japan, in Philippines. But I mean, I was like, I've got 2 apartments for less than half.
Yeah.
It's like, that's no problem, bro.
Smart
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Yeah. Were you trying to say something?
Yeah.
or-
So real quick, Andrew. So okay, listen. I picked my niche, or I picked my field for a lawyer. I realized it's 7 years now. I gotta wait basically for this to finish. How do I get a job at the 7-year mark?
Okay, so at a job, here's the thing.
well, that comes back to the LSAT and getting into the law
Get in
school
law
first,
school,
right?
and also making the connections while you're in law school and even before law school. Because if you're able to make connections, let's face it, guys, connections are what's up. That's why you guys have a community. You guys have a community because making those connections is power, right? Making those connections is important. If you can say, hey, I know Myron, I know this lawyer, and you make that introduction, that's important. Right, you're able to actually get in on the ground floor. So if you're able to make those connections during law school, do that. Internship.
And that's why the law school you go to. And I want you to correct me if I'm wrong here. I've been told where you go to law school matters than how you do in law school.
That's 100% true. It's 100%.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, there's a reason why. Because people say, "Oh, I went to Harvard, I went to Yale, I went to Princeton, I went to these Ivy League, Cornell, right? 7 Ivy League schools, UPenn, etc." It's not that the schools are necessarily better. It's that they have a huge network of people that will get you a job. That's why the Ivy League schools are so coveted. It's not that you're actually, well, yes, they're hard to get into, but they're hard to get into because once you get in and you get a degree from one of these places, you're guaranteed a job.
Exactly. And if you're able to get a job in that area, especially, so let's say I want to come to Miami. Well, you better be working in Miami your first summer, your second summer, and making those connections, especially in the type of job you want to do. Now, look, you might be able to eliminate what you don't want to do in the first year. I went in and
Nice, Andrew, right?
I did a little civil and criminal work my first summer, and I was like, fuck this. I went in that Miami-Dade courthouse, and I did some Chinese drywall cases, and I'm like,
Nightmare.
this is ass. I'm like, I want to be doing negotiations. I want to be doing deals. I want to be making things happen. So I came in, and I ended up with one of the best firms in Orlando for commercial real estate development. I represented Universal. They're going to open a new theme park, Epic Universe. That was all me, baby. That was my work. I couldn't talk about it for a while. NDAs, disclosure. I'm no longer under any of that, baby. I'm free. We can talk about it. No attorney-client privilege. So all the Epic Universe they're putting in, yeah, that was your boy, right? I also represented Celebration, Reunion, everything else. I did negotiation with Bonnet Creek. I know all about Reedy Creek and the Disney stuff, which is why I, covered that on YouTube. So it was a really good opportunity, and knowing that's what I wanted to do, I found out that through law school. And there was a little bit of process of elimination. But it was the happiest thing for me, the best thing for me. And, you know, I still, to this day, have good connections because I'm doing what I love and I'm doing what is a natural fit for me.
That's smart. So he, even before you finished law school, he made connections or networking basically in his actual school.
So let me ask you this, Andrew.
Sure.
So if your LSATs aren't up to par to get into the school that you want to get into, should people even bother going to law school?
No. And that's what the woke mob's not going to tell you. That's what your mama's not going to tell you. This is the raw fact from me. If you can't get, it's like being a brokey, right? As you guys say, right? It's like if you're an LSAT brokey, don't fucking go to law school, okay? If you have a trash score, don't be like, oh, it's all right enough for this shit law school. No, it's all right. No, it's not. You're gonna end up in a shit ton of debt, $200,000 in debt in the hole, and then you're trying to work
after 7 years.
And then you're trying to work out of that. And that's just law school. Because law school, the
like
average is 100, 200,000, not including undergrad. Pretending your undergrad is paid, right?
Okay.
Maybe you're a nice D1 athlete like you over here, you know? Whatever, right? Even if you're just looking at that, the numbers don't work out. And remember, here's the other thing too. This is very important. Don't trust the fucking numbers of law schools telling you on how much people make. They lie on that shit. They manipulate the statistics. And also, a lot of the law schools will pay people when they graduate temporarily so they pad their salary numbers. So they'll put them on what's called a research internship for 9 months so that when they do a study of how much their alumni are making right after they graduate, they can pad their numbers on that. Then they let them go.
Shit.
They're gaming this shit bad. So do not pay attention when they say average salary is $90,000. It's probably something like 60. It's probably something like 40.
You know what's interesting? Someone told me this years ago, and I was like, no fucking way. And you're only the second person to tell me this raw truth. And they basically said, if you don't get into, they told me if you don't get into a top 20 law school, don't even bother.
I would say top 50 because some of them can be regional. Yeah, top 50 is fine. Because the thing is, for example, if you went to, Yale, right? I mean, unless you're going to be a professor, that's not as relevant as if you went to a really good regional school. So if you've been to University of Alabama and you're trying to work in Alabama or work in oil, for example, that's fine.
That's fine,
right? Because you're targeting what you want to do, right? Look at where they went. Like, for example, I went to University of Florida, which has moved up the rank a lot. But like, I wanted to work in Florida. I knew I didn't want to go to California. You did your undergrad
and your law school there, right?
No, I did my undergrad. At FIU. I did my master's at UNC Chapel Hill, and I did my law school there. Yeah, I was really super educated.
Okay,
right. I was ultra educated.
Excuse me.
Oh, that's okay. Now that makes sense why you went for 9.
That's why I went for 9.
Okay, because you did your 2 and got your master's.
Yeah,
okay.
And I was gonna do something different. Actually, I wasn't gonna be a lawyer, and I resisted it for a long time. By the way, until my girlfriend at the time talked me into being a lawyer.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, talked me into a lawyer.
Let me guess. She liked to argue.
A little bit, but it worked out in the bedroom. It was all
right. So top 50. And I think that's really important for the audience to know because there's so many people that want to become a lawyer. Their LSAT sucks. They get into some shitty ass school, right? Bay Path or something.
And let's be clear, Myron. Like if you want to make money, you can make money without even going to college.
You can,
right? If you're not ready to prepare to think about that end and think about your end game and what you're going to be making, and look at their salary, because you know what, you may look at it and be like, I don't want to be a public defender making fucking $40K a year. I can do that flipping burgers at McDonald's without a law degree.
Yeah.
Right? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Why do people? I've always wondered why do people take on being a public defender? Is it for the litigation experience?
The loan forgiveness. You get if you work like a slave. If you're in the coal mines for long enough, they forgive your debt.
10 years?
10 years.
It's a public under public service loan forgiveness.
Yes.
Yeah. The PSLF.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
PSLF. I mean, government stuff, right?
Okay.
So you're serving your master at the government for 10 years, right? Longer than the military, right? And you get your stuff forgiven. Honestly, fuck that. Why be in the hole for that long? You now sacrificed 10 years plus 7. Right, 17 years of your life. If you were just making,
you do get
money,
some good experience, though, right? Like, would you be able to probably get in a firm with that all that
as a public defender?
Yeah, with all that experience litigating.
Maybe not. No, maybe not.
Okay.
A lot of folks I know. I'm going to go back up to Orlando and hang out with my friends. They're still working, making less than 60, 70.
Damn.
And it's years later.
So lawyer.
Yeah, I mean that's LOL money. Like my super chats on a Tuesday. You know, it's a joke. You know, it's sad. It's really sad. And honestly, you know, they're grinding. They're doing 80-hour days. This is why I say make sure you actually want to do it. Look at the hours. Look at the pay. It's not the sexy thing always that you think it is. A lot of lawyers are making less than a mechanic, than an electrician, than a developer, than a cybersecurity person, right? So make sure you actually want to do it. Look at the money.
Public defenders are the worst.
And here's the thing. Here's the other thing too, guys. I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of people want to flex because they're lawyers. They want to pretend, oh, we're high and mighty because of money. So you got to live a lifestyle. You got to have these suits. These suits ain't cheap, baby.
Nice car.
These suits ain't cheap. You got to have a nice car. If you don't drive a nice car, your clients are going to be like, what is this guy? I don't trust him. He doesn't have a nice car.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't look nice, if you're not living the lifestyle, if they don't see you out at all the right places, your lifestyle is high. I'm a minimalist. I hate having to do that sort of stuff. But, you know, it's part of the expectation if you work in a law firm in America. So I talk more people out of it than into it. But if you're going to do it right? Don't fuck around.
No, I think this is important for the audience because, you know, people sit there and say, no, go to law school, become a lawyer, etc. But, yeah, so now we know some parameters. If you don't get in, number one, if your LSATs aren't good enough to get into a top 50 school, you might want to rethink becoming a lawyer.
Yeah.
And also, you should study under an actual lawyer or look at them what they do to see, do you really want to do this?
Yes,
What
almost like an apprenticeship. If you can get like back in the day, we used to do apprenticeships. Like men used to go and fucking apprentice for people. And in some states allow a legal apprenticeship. Kim Kardashian famously is doing one in California. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I mean, you know, you know, horror law 101.
Yeah.
But anyways, point of the matter is,
oh, she's being an apprentice to be a lawyer.
Yes, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that she wanted to be a lawyer for a very long time.
She's doing
always been defending people, especially that have been wrongfully jailed.
Where'd she go to law school?
She's not. She's apprenticing and she's just taking the test. You can in California. There's a different system in California, right?
You can become a lawyer without going to law school.
In California, it's California.
Can you imagine Kim Kardashian as your lawyer?
Bro, I'd be tight.
Yeah.
Hey, you're facing murder. Okay, I'm public defender. I appoint Kim Kardashian as your public defender. Bro, it's over. It's a wrap, man.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. But for most cases,
She's gonna say he hit it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Bro.
Oh God.
You going to jail, man. Sorry, you're saying
304 law.
Damn, bro.
Specialty in 304 law.
Oh, man.
So. No, look, listen, know where you're going, have an effective apprenticeship. Approach somebody and say, hey, can you mentor me? And you know what's funny? A lot of people want to be a mentor. And especially being abroad, I've learned this talking to older people, older expats. I live in Asia, right? And they want to talk. They want to share their knowledge, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of days we just want to hide inside on our keyboards and go, I'm going to research this on Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit.
That's not how you actually make connections with people, right? How you make connections is in the real, going out and doing stuff, connecting with people, getting out, going and connecting with people. You know, you guys have events, community events. Once again, those are big things. Do that with lawyers, right? Go meet lawyers. Go out to bar events, the bar association, which sometimes is also at a bar, right? And, you know, have a drink with them, talk with them, see if they're happy, right? A lot of lawyers I talk to are not fucking happy, which leads to a lot of substance abuse issues, which we're going to get into later, right?
I've met a lot of lawyers here in Miami and Florida.
Yeah.
This is behind the scenes stuff. And when you say 60K, it made me think a lot because they deal with a lot of stress at their jobs. They work long hours.
Yep.
They're not making shit. So you know what they do when they go out?
What?
They do coke.
Oh,
They do drugs.
Oh, dude,
they party crazy.
Wait, who?
And I'm the lawyers. And I'm like, hold on, you're a lawyer? I didn't think. I'm like, hold on, they're stressed out
What's your name though?
because of the pay. Chris, I'm not saying their names.
No.
And most of them are girls, by the way. Just saying.
And the female,
They're girls, by the way.
And the female attorneys have it bad. I'll say this because, and I feel bad for them because they were lied to. They were sold this legally blonde lie that they can just go in. It's going to be amazing. They're going to be treated with respect. And they think, like you guys know, you guys meet a lot of professional women and you have them on the podcast, talk to people. And they have this expectation, I got the job. Well, that's it. It's ticket in. They're stressed out. They're just really, worked up. You know, it sucks. It's not the sexy thing they thought it was going to be. It's not this dream life, and they're just stuck in that job they didn't want to work in, which is why I'm telling you, especially as a man, if you're a man, you need to make sure that's what you want to do, right? And make sure the firm you're going to is a firm you want to go to. If it's one that's out here, waving, you're going to be required to go to Biden rallies and everything else, make sure, because a lot of firms are very political. I'm being serious. They're very
okay.
There's
no Hatch Act with them. In the government, there's a Hatch Act, so you don't have to worry about that bullshit.
With private, no way, man. They check your politics at the door, right? Wow. I had a somebody at a different firm that would always tell me about how they were like the only secret conservative at their law firm, and they had to like sit there and watch and like hear all this like, oh, you know, Trump's horrible, whatever. Secretly, the guy's got like 6 MAGA T-shirts, all the hats and stuff like that, you know, and they're like, you know, pretending, hoping they don't see him at the rally.
Yeah,
you know, it's crazy, but you got to know, that's what what you're in for.
Let me ask you this: what would you say are the top 5 professions that are either A, lucrative, or B, might not be as lucrative, but will open doors for them to allow them to create opportunities for themselves in the future?
Yeah, I mean,
for attorneys.
The thing with attorneys is what's going to be big for attorneys in the future, and I think the big thing for guys, this is a big W for him in the future, is being able to make it your own business, right? Kind of independent contractor as a lawyer, and being able to do it outside the firm model. The typical law firm is like a pyramid. Senior partners at the top, middle partners, middle management in the middle, and then your associates. Those are your slaves, right? And then below the slaves, you have lower slaves, which are your paralegals and your secretaries, right? So that's the model. All those people cost a bunch of money.
Yep.
AI can replace a lot of that. Now you're going to need some to filter it, make it better, you know, do the research. But if you're able to do that, that's great, because the people at the top.
But what niches in law would you say? That's what I'm going to rephrase the question. I mean,
like, when niches.
Obviously we know being a public defender sucks. Might not be the way to go. Unless you really want to do that.
Any sort of regulation or compliance, because let's face it, guys, you know it. Governments are making more and more and more and more rules as time goes on and on and on. And if you know how to deal with that daftly, also taxes.
Okay.
That's becoming
tax
a
attorney,
thing.
Compliance and regulation attorney,
IP, intellectual property.
Oh yeah.
Any sort of patents, stuff like that. It's going to be big, right? That's always going to stay big.
What about being an AUSA? What are your thoughts on that? I know it's a very hard job to get. Being a federal prosecutor.
If you're being in the U.S., if you want to do that, there's a place for that, but obviously understand your income's going to be capped, right? You're keeping yourself really down. So unless you're making good investments, I mean, you're a government employee.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: as a government employee, can you save money?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you got to be smart with your money.
Yeah, you can't be an idiot.
You can't be an idiot.
And as an AUSA, you're going to make 6 figures, 100%.
You'll make 6 figures, but you got to be smart with it. You got to invest wisely. Can you make money? Yes. Is it
as
open
good doors? Like I've been told that an AUSA opens up a lot of doors for you because it's a very prestigious position in the law world.
Yes,
but I don't know. It is? Okay.
It can do that. It is something that is there. But is it the most lucrative in terms of money? No, because you're not making your own firm.
Hell
right?
no.
Not making your own firm. So that's really good. But frankly, anybody who's running their own firm and who's able to make things more efficient, to make it run more efficient, right? So it's I think it's a big thing, and I think
IP,
compliance, regulatory, right?
What about real estate?
Real estate
lawyer.
It's market dependent.
Okay.
Market dependent. Now I do real estate. I still do real estate stuff and corporate compliance, but real estate depends on the market. Real estate in Miami and Florida is great because Florida's developing, Florida's booming. But if you're real estate in New York, you're taking a huge L.
California,
right? California, right? RIP, right? But maybe if you're in Texas, it might be all right. It depends on the market, and it can be up sometimes, down sometimes, right? I'll tell you, bankruptcy is gonna be big.
Bankruptcy lawyer, okay.
Anytime the economy is bad, bankruptcy lawyers are smiling. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
The worse the economy gets, it's better for bankruptcy. Family law.
Okay.
Shit's not getting unfucked anytime soon.
Yep.
Now,
Yep.
y'all all laughing here, but it's true, right?
Yep.
You know,
Gotcha, bitch.
That's true.
we can talk about it all we want, but in the West, are you kidding me? That's gonna be.
We had on Stephen Maeda. He spoke about the issues with parenting and
First thing he said was get a lawyer.
And he said, like, basically,
Get a lawyer.
if you have a kid with somebody in America, especially, you're under a lot of pressure because support, co-parenting, that's a whole debacle, and it's mind fucking because it's a lot of stress on you as a man. Having to work and support that system is crazy.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's nuts. It's
All
nuts.
right. I guess we could transition over to the Rikieta law stuff, right?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's talk about
Unless
it.
you had
Oh,
another.
Real quick,
Sure.
did he do it
Who?
or did he not?
Who?
Did he?
Who? Diddy. Oh, Diddy is fucked.
As a lawyer, like, what do you think about like what's happening with Diddy? All the lawsuits, all the friggin' like pile on.
I mean, I haven't, to be fair, I track a lot of lawsuits, guys. So I cover a lot of lawsuits. I get sent in my inbox. I do a legal channel, right? So I get a ton of lawsuits. So you can only cover so much at one time.
Yeah.
And I like to go in depth. But everything I've seen of Diddy, he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
He's in a hell of a lot of trouble. I mean, the video in the hallway, that's dead to right. There's no self-defense on that.
I think that's why he settled in a day. I genuinely believe, because remember, she's hit him with like 30 million. And then he was like, I'm going to fight this. And then a day later he settles. And I was like, she must have showed him that video.
Yeah, the video, it's done. There's nothing. Yeah. I mean, you're done on that one. So
but to be real, is he going to jail? Probably not, right?
Probably not.
I think he will.
Why?
The feds did a search warrant in his house.
But he's still free now.
Yeah, they're building a case.
Oh,
I predict he'll be indicted before the end of this year.
Yeah, when we see the indictment, I'm the point where I usually want to see the complaint, see the indictment.
Yeah,
right?
of
So,
course.
you know, when the indictment comes out,
I'd like to read the search warrant, but we won't get to see that.
Oh,
I'd like to read that.
See, the search warrant is important. We'll talk about that with Rikieta, but yeah, the search warrant is very important.
Yes. But the fact that they were able to get a federal search warrant, man, that tells me that there's a criminal case already open.
Yeah.
all right. And then,
All right. So,
Cool.
What was that, Chris?
So the two girls are fighting. So
Fighting?
arguing. They're arguing.
Over what?
There's two of them. I told you the longer you wait.
I guess they want to be lawyers.
Yeah, they want to be lawyers.
They took to heart.
Family law already at
All
play.
right, let's go to the Rikieta law thing real quick. Huh?
On locals.
Oh, locals, guys, locals. You're gonna see.
All right, niggas, castleclub.tv. You guys want to see the whatever?
Wait,
okay.
was it black or white girl?
White.
Too white?
She's not even. She's from Europe.
Oh, from Europe. There you go. All right, sorry, go ahead.
It must have been Russia, Ukraine, or something. All right. So let's go ahead with this Rikieta law thing. So fill us in, bro. What's going on here? I've seen this YouTube channel before.
So
Real quick,
he was competing with us. Well, actually, he paced us for #1 super chatter
Yeah, we beat him.
on YouTube, and then we came back and beat him.
I've been #1 a day or two. I take the title for like one or 2 days. But yeah, no, he's up there. He's really got famous during the Rittenhouse days, during Amber Heard. But long story short, he, of all the people on internet doing law, had the ability to transition into a mainstream thing. Like he could have become a mainstream media host. He could have become somebody popular. But he decided to start drinking. He decided to start. I mean, it looks like we know drinking for sure.
Yeah.
And this all culminated. This kind of downward slide culminated in a search warrant being executed a few days ago for his house based on a mandatory reporter. Do you know what a mandatory reporter is, Myron?
No, what is that?
There's certain people. See, privilege is not what you think it is. Everyone thinks, oh, I go talk to my priest. I go talk to my therapist, and they're going to keep it secret. That's not true. The only real privilege is attorney-client privilege.
Yeah.
And even that's under attack. See the Trump cases for details, right?
Yeah.
But attorneys have the only real privilege. Everybody else is not real privilege. They don't have to keep it secret. So somebody told the preacher something, and the preacher went as a mandatory reporter under law. They are required to turn it into law enforcement. They went there. They told them. They went to law enforcement. They executed a search warrant for his house. They went inside. He refused to open the door. They knocked down the door with a door ram. They found inside 26 grams of cocaine that field tested, of course.
Yeah.
Now that's with packaging, of course. There can be debate with or without packaging.
Yeah.
If it's cut or not cut, different states do that differently.
Damn.
You know, if it's fucking 50% baking soda, is it 26 grams or is it 13, right? That's a legal question, right?
Yeah.
That aside, they found cutters, they found dollar bills with cocaine on them, they found snort tubes, they found ketamine, eight pills of ketamine.
The fuck is it, 1985? Dude had ketamine?
It's a workshop in here.
and a brown substance, which I'm hoping is not heroin. The guy went to jail with him, his wife, and another woman who was living him as the quote-unquote nanny, but is rumored, and this is a speculation, and I'm caveating the speculation, to be his mistress in a throuple sort of situation there.
Oh, shit.
So they went.
This
They
is going
all
hard in pain.
Yeah, it's crazy facts. So they all went to jail. The third woman got out. The wife got out. The wife and him got out on bail. They dropped the charges against the other woman. But now he's out. He's yet to get back on YouTube. He had a Rumble contract, just like you guys, because he made that contract a while ago. So
Okay.
He was with Rumble as well. So really crazy facts.
But why would he need to? Like, he was always pretty clean. Why was he worried
Well,
about?
he wanted to do more on locals and also not have to worry as much about like writing the super chats and everything else and having a contract.
I'm telling you right now,
Bro, YouTube is just like, yeah, man.
As a creator, though, it's better if you have people that actually support you on your own stuff.
Yeah,
because
100%.
Having a platform, you can
Yo,
get
they could
debunked
demonetize you for
anytime.
anything, bro.
Anytime.
Like that's the crazy part. But yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
And
Continue.
he would get kind of crazy on Rumble. So it was good, for him it worked out. He likes to be a
Shout out
little
to
bit
him,
more
yeah.
extreme, which is fine. that's people's style. And that said, really sad because, he was my good friend at one point. But at this point, especially seeing him, you could watch his streams and you could see him, he was drinking more and more and more and more. It was kind of a slide. And then seeing the drugs
Alcohol's the
thing.
devil, bro.
He's got 5 kids. So one of the charges against him is neglect of a child, because in Minnesota, if you use drugs around a child, you have a presumption of child negligence.
Oh, shit.
And also, he had a gun. So he caught a gun charge in Minnesota, because if you're using drugs in the presence of a gun,
you're automatically you're a prohibited person.
And
federally.
It's fucked because I don't. Now I'm a Second Amendment man. I'm a Second Amendment man. So I believe that it's the gun charges for just merely using drugs in the presence of a gun. I believe those are unconstitutional, right? And there is a case challenging that coming up to the Supreme Court right now. Because if you're going to take away someone's guns, it should be because they did something dumb with the guns, right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be because they were just doing drugs and happened to have guns. Well, they didn't do anything wrong with the guns. So that's a right. That's a constitutional right. So why are you taking away their guns? So anyway,
you know under what grounds though?
I know you former law enforcement love taking away guns over here. The Fed perspective, the fucking glowing over here. It's glowing on this side of the table.
Yeah, the Fed perspective is there's 9 angles that will make you a prohibited person from having a firearm under the Second Amendment, and one of them is drug use or being a drug user.
Right.
Being a convicted felon, being dishonorably discharged, being a drug user, being mentally unstable, renouncing your citizenship. That's 5. There's 4 others. I can't remember all of them.
But what's the irony of this, though? I mean, he does law content on YouTube.
And now he's being covered. He's like the coveree has become the covered.
Yeah.
Right? Like he was the thing that really started this type of coverage, and now it's part of him. And if it had been, he's covered these type of cases for other people, so it's very interesting turning around and having to cover it for him. It's something I don't like to do because there's kids involved. It's always sad when there's kids involved.
Yeah.
Right? It's different if you want to go out there and fuck up your life if you're single, but if you've got kids,
You know what worries me though, bro? Like they can and I've seen them do this before. They can hit you with a federal charge, possession of a firearm while committing a drug trafficking offense. That's what they could, if they really want to be dicks, they can do that, or they can hit them with the it's not felon in possession, but it's a prohibited acts, which is one of them is a drug user with a gun with 18 USC 922. Look it up, Google real quick.
I believe
18
him.
USC
He's good with
922.
his
Let's see if I
statutes.
remember. But
But here's the thing: we don't actually have. Here's a crazy thing, Myron, because you're talking about federal government. We don't have.
Just turn into Fed Reacts.
We don't have. Yeah, seriously. Another episode of Fed Reacts now with more Walt.
18 USC 922.
But this time we don't have the search warrant. So we only have a statement of probable cause, but we don't have a search warrant. So we actually don't know the basis for it. We don't know the basis, dude. All we know was a mandatory reporter. So we don't know the facts. Because here's a big difference for the search warrant under the 4th Amendment.
They didn't get a search warrant.
They have a search warrant, but we don't know the basis for the search warrant.
Okay.
So here's the point.
We don't have the affidavit.
Here's the point. If the search warrant was because somebody went to the preacher and said, they're smoking dope or they're doing lines, right? That's probably not enough under the 4th Amendment for a search warrant. It might be for a health check, but not a search warrant.
Yeah.
But if it was because they went to the preacher and said they're doing it in front of kids and here's evidence and here's other stuff, then that might be sufficient. So we don't know right now.
Wow.
We have no clue. So the search warrant is what we're waiting on in the Nick Rikieta case, which is going to be a huge thing because the constitutional arguments, as you know, federal government, state government, this is a state case, right? But if you violate the U.S. Constitution, that's it. So Nick Rikieta's best defense is to go for a constitutional defense, say it's an unlawful search, then you can bury then the cocaine goes out, the guns go out, the whole thing goes out.
He can recover from it.
If he gets that. But of course, it's for a person who was, like us in kind of the more conservative sphere, right? It's a bad look as a family man. Obviously, there's going to be PR damage no matter what. That's done, right? But he could get out of the criminal charges. It's possible.
I just want to talk about the pressure of being a content creator.
It's a lot.
I'm not going to lie. A lawyer amidst content, I can only imagine the pressure you have as a creator and a family man having 5 kids is crazy.
Guys, I'm telling you right now.
Behavior, by the way, but I'm just saying that's a lot of pressure.
But Walt, I mean, this is just from my channel. I'll tell you what I do. I do 1 stream a day almost, and I'll take breaks every once in a while for my, my sanity. But I mean, like today, I did 3 hours of research for my show. I streamed for 4 hours, right?
Shit.
Damn.
And then I'm going to do some research, even tonight when I come home. I'm going to do some research for tomorrow, what I should do tomorrow. So I'm working. I mean, people think being a content creator is easy, that we sit around all day and like fuck around. Like, I'm doing research. I'm paying attention all day. My finger's on the fucking pulse of what's going on, and I'm doing real research every single day. I can work 10 hours, 12 hours a day, right? Now, I like it better my way because I can take breaks. I can pause it out. I can go, do other stuff. But that said, it's not that easy, guys. It's not that easy, which is why you need support, which is why, I know these guys have a good community, why you guys are putting together Castle Club, because it's not easy. You need people to support you.
Yeah. I will say this, man, that has me a little worried with this whole thing, because I'm thinking in my head, because you mentioned that there was a search warrant. Bro, for them to get a search warrant for a house, that tells me that they had actionable info that they went in the house and saw.
Oh,
that saw the drugs there.
So wasn't it somebody that was with him that snitched on him?
So that's what we don't know. See, so the mandatory reporter was the preacher, right? But we don't know who told the preacher.
Yeah.
So if it was somebody who knew and was there, that could be a thing. But we don't know. There's rumors that it was a guy who doesn't like him because the woman who was in the house, the plot thickens. The woman who was in the house was married. And it was alleged that there was a guy who was in there who was friends with Nick, who was the allegations they were swinging, and there's all sort of sexual deviancy going on.
Okay.
So the guy, the allegations, the guy got cucked and was mad because his wife is now divorcing him because she said that on air, she said that he had never given her an orgasm in her life.
Shit. Here we go.
Bro. I'm sorry,
real.
man.
This is real.
When a chick says his dick is small, never got orgasm, you still fucked him. You still hit though.
Yeah.
So what you saying that for, man? Come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
objectively speaking, I don't know him. I wish him the best. I don't wish anything bad on a fellow YouTuber. But what I will say is the fact that they were able to get a search warrant as quickly as they did tells me that they got actionable info and had information that there was drugs in the house at that time. And for them to know that means someone had to have been inside the house.
Because that's the thing.
That's what it tells me.
Otherwise, it would have been a Karen with a clipboard. It would have been a Karen with a clipboard coming by, and just checking. Because it wouldn't have been a door ram.
Me and you both know
ram.
To search a home is the highest threshold of the Fourth Amendment. It's at the pinnacle of the, to search someone's like phone or whatever, like that's one thing, right? But to search or email, but to search someone's house is at the top of the fucking totem pole because that's the
most
that's your
private
castle.
area. Yeah,
it's the most private area. So you need a lot of probable cause to search someone's house. So that tells me they had info that there were drugs on that day at that time, and someone had to have been in the home and did it. And now that we know that there's people that had axe to grind, there you go.
And here's another one which is difficult for content creators, Fresh, and you guys know about this too.
It could have been as easy as that dumb host sending him a picture like, look at what we're doing with a line of coke in the back.
Bro.
He could have sent that to the police. Look, this picture was taken on this day.
Bro.
You can see the drugs in the back.
One of the biggest indicators or one of the biggest telltale signs of a person that does drugs getting exposed is what typically.
What?
His girl or side piece getting mad at him and saying, hey, he's doing this on the side.
Now, here's the other thing, and this is for us content creators, right? His streams could have also been evidence, supplementary evidence.
Yes.
And there were streams where it looked like he was doing coke. Certainly he was definitely drunk in many of his streams.
Sloppy.
He was doing really bad stuff. Looked like he was jerking off in one of them. It was really, really bad.
What the fuck?
Like DSP, Dark Side Phil. You ever see that?
That nigga looked sloppy on camera, bro.
Yeah,
I wish him the best.
It's out there.
Yeah, I was kind of like,
Yeah, you don't do drugs, guys.
Don't get that drunk on stream. It's not good. But it looked like he had some powder on his nose at one point. That could have been admitted as evidence. So the thing is, as a content creator, you gotta understand this. It's all admissible, right? So if there's a case, your streams are admissible. This is not private information. This is they're gonna look at your stream, they're gonna pull it, and they're gonna use it against you. So maybe it's not the primary evidence. I don't think that's the only evidence. Could have been supplementary
100%,
evidence.
100%.
So
they put an affidavit.
For sure.
This guy's a drug user, blah, blah, blah.
Look at him here.
All right.
All right, cool. So, guys, this is what we're going to do. We're going to read the chats.
Only three.
It's only three? Okay.
That's towards Andrew, and then the rest we'll read towards after hours.
Okay. So happy to see my two white friends on screen, Myron and Andrew. Shout out to
Coolie man. That's
man.
MLD.
Thanks, John.
This nigga, bro.
And then we're gonna read the rest of the chats on After Hours, guys. That you guys had. We're gonna read these that came in specifically for Andrew, and then we're gonna read the rest because obviously the girls have been waiting.
Gucci.
What do we got here? Andrew, good to see you back on FNF after nearly 2 years. Watch your live stream earlier on Rikieta. Excellent analysis on the court of public opinion versus actual law from a streamer biases.
Thank you so much. One of my supporters, Deha Ko. Shout out to you, brother.
Shout out to you, bro.
And then we got Maka Unique goes, because of Myron and Tukey Williams, I have written so far 4 books and published 2 books this year. I make $200K a year as a commissioning manager for solar and working on my physique. I'm a little older than you guys, I think he means. I truly appreciate the quality, discipline, and focus you guys bring. Keep it up. Sky's the limit. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you, bro.
That's like, is that
That's
locals?
on locals.
That's like
Council Club.
sending coins, right?
Yes.
Council Club.
Sending coins, yeah.
That's
what it
coins,
is.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So, guys, we're gonna be back with
Where
some
can
lovely
they find
ladies,
you, brother?
and Andrew's gonna be on stream with us as well with the girls.
Legal
and we'll read those
Mindset
chats.
on YouTube. Legal Mindset on YouTube. You can find me on Rumble, Legal Mindset as well, legalmindset.locals.com. I also have a second channel if you want to know about going to Asia called Go East Gentlemen. And I also have a website, goeastgentlemen.com, if you want to move out to Asia and have a fucking based life.
Go where you are. Appreciate it. We're out. Peace.
I ran so far away.